Hey, are you trying to build your credit score in the US? It can feel like you're trying to solve some big mystery, right? Well, what if I told you there's a clear roadmap? In this explainer, we're going to break down the simple, proven steps to get that score up, and fast. And I'm not kidding, it is totally possible to boost your credit score by over 100 points, and honestly, way faster than you probably think. So let's dive into exactly how you can make that happen. And look, a better score, it's not just some random number. It's the key, the key that unlocks better credit cards with awesome rewards, gets you much lower interest rates on things like car loans and mortgages, and really, it just makes your entire financial life a whole lot easier. But before we get to all that good stuff, you've got to understand the rules of the game. So let's start with the absolute foundation. What in the world is a credit score? Well, to put it simply, your credit score is just a 3-digit number that's kind of like your financial report card. Here in the United States, it usually goes from a low of 300 all the way up to a perfect 850. And all it does is tell lenders how likely you are to pay back the money you borrow. Yeah, and lenders basically see your score in different tiers, from poor to excellent. The higher you can climb this ladder, the less risky you look to them. And that makes it so much easier to get approved for the loans and credit you want. All right, listen up. If you only remember 2 things from this entire explainer, make it these next 2 rules. I'm serious. They are the absolute cornerstones of building a great credit score. So here it is, the big one. The single biggest piece of the entire credit score puzzle is right here, your payment history. It makes up a massive 35% of your total score. Nothing else even comes close to having this much impact. So what does that mean for you? It's simple, but it is absolutely crucial. You have to pay your bills on time, every single time. Even one late payment can do some serious damage that takes forever to fix. The easiest way to nail this? Just set up autopay for at least the minimum amount. It's such a simple habit, but it pays off big time. Okay, the second most important factor is what's called your credit utilization. Now, that's just a fancy term for how much of your available credit you're actually using. The golden rule here is to always keep it below 30%. But if you really want to supercharge your score, get it under 10%. That shows lenders you're responsible and you're not just living on debt. So once you've mastered those 2 huge rules, you can start building on that solid foundation for some real long-term credit health. Let's look at the smart habits that create a consistently high score year after year. Okay, so there are 3 really smart habits you need to get into. First, try to limit how often you apply for new credit. Every time you apply, it can cause a small dip in your score. Second, keep your oldest credit accounts open. A long credit history looks really good to lenders. And finally, check your credit report regularly. You'd be surprised how often there are mistakes, and finding and fixing one is one of the easiest ways to get a quick score boost. Now for a pro tip. This is a powerful one that most people just don't know about. If you need to see results and you need to see them fast, this is probably one of the most effective strategies out there. So you're probably asking, what is the single fastest way to give your score a major boost, maybe even almost instantly? The answer is becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. It works like this. If a family member or a trusted friend who has a long history of on-time payments adds you to their account, all their good habits can start showing up on your credit file. It's kind of like piggybacking on their great history to give your own a massive lift. Okay, let's put this all together into a clear, simple action plan. We've talked a lot about what to do, but honestly, it's just as important to know what not to do. You gotta think of these as the classic credit score killers: missing payments, maxing out your credit cards, closing your old accounts, and going on a crazy application spree. Seriously, avoiding these common pitfalls is truly half the battle. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, right? Building good credit isn't just about chasing a number, it's about opening doors to better financial opportunities for your future. Trust me, your future self is gonna thank you for the work you put in today. So the real question is, what's the first step you're gonna take? Are you gonna go set up autopay right now, check your credit report for errors, or maybe ask a family member about becoming an authorized user? Whatever you choose, the best time to start is right now. Thanks for joining this explainer.